Hello everyone and welcome to Formula Drift Skills Battle presented by Turn 14 Distribution. I'm your host, Lorette Nickel. Like last year, we have gathered some top talent from the FD ranks and brought them out to the House of Drift, Irwindale Speedway, because these drivers are competing in 3 unique events today. Biggest Backy. This has evolved from last year's biggest initiation. Drift Cross. This is brand new for us, and this is Formula Drift's version of drifting an autocross course for time. And easily, it was the most talked about event last year, so you know had to bring back the engine and spark plug drag race. This year, drivers are going to be judged, scored, and timed with a possible 100 points per event. And unlike last year, where drivers judged each other, this year, Formula Drift has brought in some heavy hitters as judges. Longtime judge, Andy Yen. OG and pro Formula Drift driver, Ken Gucci. And YouTuber and drift driver, TJ Hunt. This event is going to be amazing. I'm so excited to get into it. So let's introduce our drivers. First up, he's a 17-year veteran of Formula Drift and the 2011 Series champion. Driving the Turn 14 Distribution Falcon Tire BRZ, it's Daijiro Yoshihara. Making one of the biggest splashes on the scene in recent years is driver of the Royal Purple GT Radial BMW E46, it's Dylan Hughes. He's personally responsible for the mullet making a comeback. Driver of the Rad Industries Gear Wrench GT Radial MKIV Toyota Supra, it's Dan Burkett. Next up is 2013 Formula Drift champion, a man with a style known around the globe. He's the driver of the FCP Euro Liquid Moly GT Radial BMW M3, it's Michael Essa. He's last year's Formula Drift Skills Battle champion and always a contender to repeat both here and on the FD circuit. Driver of the Falcon Tires Field Suspension S15 is Odi Bakchis. After a year off the championship circuit, he's back and making his pro debut in 2021. Driver of the Clonex Racing Nexen Tire Ford Mustang, it's 2019 Formula Drift Pro 2 champion, Trenton Beecham. He's known as the Relentless One, a highlight waiting to happen on every battle. Driving the Jeff Jones Racing Nissan 370Z on GT Radial tires, it's Jeff Jones. The only driver in Formula Drift to still go wankles up. You know him when you hear him. It's 17-year veteran driving the KRM Renewable Lubricants Mazdatrix RX-8. It's Kyle Mohan. He was a 2020 Spirit of Drifting Award winner and an all-around top-notch driver. He pilots the Garage-tastic Federal Line BMW E36. It's Rome Charpentier. We're here at the first contest of the day. This is Biggest Backy. Here, the judges are looking for big angle and full commitment to a backwards entry into the U-shaped course. This really tests drivers' ability to refine their backwards approach while still linking the turns. The highest of the 2 scores counts. Our judges here, we have TJ Hunt. In the middle, we have OG and pro Formula Drift driver Ken Gucci. And of course, we have our longtime judge, Andy Yen. We're so excited to have him back. Okay, a lot of anticipation and excitement. Rome Charpentier is the first driver up for Biggest Backy. Let's see what the judges think of his first run. TJ, I just heard you look over and say to Ken, is my score harsh? But what's the criteria that you're looking for?
So we're looking for speed in the entry, and we're looking for a clean transition and style as well. So during the practice, we noticed a few guys were a little lazy on the transition, and they're figuring out how deep we really kind of want them to go. So Rome lacked a little bit of speed, but he did get us enough angle to pull off the run. A lot of times if they're too fast, they're going to overshoot the edge, and if they're too short, they don't get enough angle to kind of follow through. So it was good, but there's room for improvement. So Ken's the real mean guy here. He went for 72.
Hi, Rome.
Hey, how are you?
Good. You just finished your second run. How are you feeling about the effort you just put
It
through?
was good. It was really, really fun. First time I've purposely tried to do backies into a group or into a kind of an actual track.
Right.
So it's a unique feeling. Also, we're not out here in the pro car. We're actually out here in the daily. So this is like a streetable car that we brought as a backup car. So the pro car is getting wrapped and a motor put in right now.
Wow.
It's a little loud.
I know. Rome, thank you.
Got good speed, but I felt like when he overshot the edge.
And he bobbled
So-
without even getting to Nico.
Yeah, I don't think he got the angle we wanted, and he also went a little far off the edge. So definitely gonna be lower than Rome. I'll be good.
Our distinguished judges right here. He's been out of the loop for about a year. We were so excited that longtime judge Andy Yen is back. How did we rope you into this contest today?
Jim just gave me a call, and he's like, actually, he sent me a text. It wasn't even a call. He's like, hey, are you available for, some skills challenge? And I was like, I looked at my calendar. I was like, yeah, no, fill me in. Let me get back into it and see how it goes. And it feels good to be back, smelling tires again, and haven't got yelled at by any drivers yet, but we're so early in the game.
Right, yeah, still early. So glad to see you, Andy. Well, we got some claps from Ken Gucci.
Yeah.
What excited you so much about that run?
So basically, I'm looking for the aggressive nature of the rotation into the backy, and Trent's been looking pretty consistent throughout practice. So, we're expecting great things from him, and he pulled off a decent run for his first run. So let's see what he can pull off on the second run.
solid. Yeah, you know, we've kind of been judging everyone's first runs off of their practice, and SO was kind of not giving it his all on the practice run, so he just kind of came out a little hot. I think we weren't expecting that off of what he was given in practice. So great speed, fastest speed we've seen, but he kind of went a little off track, went a little too deep, and had a little bit of a wobble, but it was a really good recovery out of the exit, so I liked it.
Nice. And so if you see a driver go a little bit deep, is that a point deduction for you?
If they can get a lot of speed, like more speed than we've been seeing, and they get a little bit on the outside, for me, it's a little bit of style. I don't hate it. Kind of depends on their aggression.
Makes sense. Thanks, TJ. So after round one, Michael Essa is currently in the lead, and all three judges clapped for your first run. So how do you keep that momentum going?
You know, I think actually on one of my practice runs, I had a better lap. At least it felt better. So if I can just do that, I'm going to be pretty hyped. You know, I used to do backwards entry in qualifying all the time, and then the judges said, like, tame it down. We don't want to see it in competition, so don't do it in qualifying. And I haven't really tried to do it for the last 5 or 6 years. So I'm like, all right, let me give it another shot. But I think I still got it.
That's awesome. Best of luck, Michael. It sounded a little bit like he lifted. Would you agree?
Yes, he's always had a little bit of a slower approach than all the other drivers we saw during practice. So we need to see that aggression that he usually carries with him. He has another run coming up. Hopefully, he'll step it up a little bit, make adjustments, and really focus on his next run.
Second run to 251.
All right.
Yeah, so that's going to put you up higher in the ranks.
Fantastic. I mean, it's really cool to be out here doing a skills battle. This is my first one. Honestly, I never practice backwards entries because it's not something we're really judged on in Formula Drift. Right. So first time trying to do backies. Renewable lubricants, Mazda Tricks RX-8s, awesome. And I'm just stoked to be out here in 2021 doing some drifting. So yeah, we're going to get some this year.
Kyle, thank you. What did you guys like that you saw?
Well, he wasn't doing any of that during practice, so I was a little worried for him, and he pulled it out of the bag for the main competition, which is where it really counts. So props to Dylan. I mean, I don't know if he was saving that for us for the main competition. For the
like he was just feeling out the practice. He was just making sure he was ready to give us a good show, and he did that.
Right here. I know, it's so loud. Dylan Hughes is currently in second place.
Hey, no way!
Yeah, and it's Michael Essa that's leading by 1 point.
1 point?
What's your plan?
It's time to throw it down. I was kind of a little bit more cautious. We did a pretty big tire pressure change in between our practice session to now, so I was slightly cautious trying to get points on the board, but this time we're gonna go for broke. It's full backwards time.
Good luck, Dylan.
Thank you.
We should give minus for that. that's a
Got us
minus.
excited for nothing.
Yeah, that's a tease right there. Better bring it.
Okay, honestly, Odie just crushed that. What's your opinion of what he just laid down?
I mean, the first initiation into the bank, I thought he was going to do the whole bank, so it got us all excited. We're cheering him on, and then he decided to stop, which is smart because there's no need. That's not a part of the criteria. But then he did pull off a really nice backwards entry into the judge zone. So again, I think the scores reflect his run, and of course, Odie's always consistent. So great run from him.
Ken, thank you. Odie, great job.
Thank you.
It's so fun.
It is a lot of fun, and I can't wait to do my second run.
Yeah.
So what's the point standing again?
By 1 point. So 1 point, Michael Essa's leading, and you and Dylan are tied with 280.
Well, I got to go crazy on this next one. I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks, Odie.
That's what I want to see. That was the most exciting run. He didn't finish it, but like started up on the bank high, like he came through. That was the most exciting, and then I just like incomplete, but I liked it.
First run
Yeah.
was unfortunately an incomplete for you,
Oh,
but you
I sent
still
it.
got, yes you did,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the judges saw that and they did reward you with
Oh,
some points.
cool. Yeah, we made like an air pressure change and a suspension change on dead tires, and then we threw on some new tires, and that change was really a bad idea. But this is a fun event, and I wanted to just come here and have a blast. That's why I was drifting like earlier on the bank and just sending it. I'm having some fun.
Perfect.
I haven't torn this car apart yet. Like, some of these guys got fresh cars already. They're all ready to go for the year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hop into that mode next week, so I'm just sending this thing. Go have some fun with it.
he went for. Oh, come on, Di, you can't do that to us.
And you said he's a little bit lazy on rotation. How would Di fix that?
Well, yeah, you noticed that his rotation rate to angle was a little lazy, and the way to fix that is to kind of hold your rotation till the very last minute, and then you can rotate all that momentum to the backwards angle. But throughout practice, he was looking good. Maybe some runs he was pushing it a little too far and spinning out, but that's not the Di that we know for sure. Yeah.
That concludes Vegas Baki. Your winner is Daijiro Yoshihara with 291 points.
Woo! Di Yoshihara, do you know what you just did? A score of 291. That is the highest score by 10 points.
Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Cool.
Are you finding this contest like right up your alley, or is it a little bit challenging?
It's been so hard. I've been struggling. I don't know if you guys watching my practice. I've been spinning out like 5 times. And I guess the last run, I finally figured out. It's very unpredictable, but yeah, it's fun though.
That's so good. Congrats.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, you know, we were watching the whole practice session, and there were guys that were doing better than others. There were some guys that were consistent. Jeff Jones was definitely consistent. Mike had some really badass runs during practice. In fact, his last run was, I thought he was going to take it all in practice.
Yeah, in practice.
Di, on the other hand, he was the worst.
Yeah.
So we thought he was one of those guys where he was saving his run for the main competition. But
Exactly, the whole practice. I don't even think he put together one single run, actually, right? He did it, right? And then this kind of came out of nowhere, which, you know, he followed the criteria and he made it look good.
But Di, what were you struggling with in practice?
Just the timing of it transitioning. For some reason, the first left was so bumpy and kind of upset the car, and I couldn't get the timing right. But finally, very last run, I could get it. So I'm super happy about it.
It's also like our cars are not meant to do this. Like we're trying to do everything we can to make them rotate like 70 degrees and go fast and try to throw it backwards and then drive out of it smoothly. They just don't want to do that. Like tires are way too big and grippy.
And you have to do all the wrongdoings of the judges saying no backwards entry for the past 30 years.
Exactly.
And now we're like, hey, back it in. Back it in.
The biggest Baki competition wrapped up, and we are looking at our leaderboard. Di Yoshihara came out swinging and took the win. We also have Mike Lessa in second, and for the first time ever, it's Odi Bakchis and Dylan Hughes tied for third. Now we're moving into drift cross, and this is going to see the drivers challenged to use their drift setup in this course. Now, 2/10 deduction will be awarded to any driver that hits any cones or course markers, and the best run out of 2 counts. Jeff Jones is our first driver out here, and the guys have had a practice session, but I would imagine it's a little bit nervy being the first guy out here, having all the eyes on you. But right now, Jeff Jones, he's going to be the one to beat. So what's really great about Jeff Jones is that he told me that this is the car that he competed with in the 2020 series. He hasn't refreshed it yet. Most of these other drivers, like Dylan, just put in a brand new engine last night. The team was up until 2 a.m. So Jonesy said he was just getting ready with his old car. He's still really comfortable in it. But let's see how Dylan Hughes does, who's up next. He went out first. Now Dylan Hughes is up for his first run. So watching him, I know it's early, but talk us through what you're seeing him do.
He's going conservative. He's saving tires, saving those tires, and just trying to do like more of a grip run right now. Definitely looks like he's probably just going for a high time, and does a little bit of drifting right there. I think that'll work out well for him.
Is it faster to drift?
You know what? I don't think on the way this course is set up, it's not. Earlier when we were doing the backies, I was playing around with the course, and I could only do 70 miles an hour on the bank while gripping, but I know I can do over 80 while drifting. So with this small of a course, I don't think drifting is going to be any faster. But he's got a good little boogie going on right now. He's taking it kind of conservative. It's what's this thing called? Drift cross? Yep. So I just had to drift it. I couldn't do the road racing part of it. I would unfollow myself if I just road raced. I'm not happy with that.
Are you happy having a timed element in this?
Yeah, the time thing is pretty cool. I think it should be mandatory that we all drift the whole thing to really see what our cars can actually do while drifting.
Right.
If we were coming into this really wanting to do a road race setup, we'd probably take the spools out of our car and give it more of a two-way quick change or a two-way diff, and probably take out the Ackerman out of the front of our cars. Right. So I'd like to see more drifting. Okay. We should also have a passenger, right?
That'd be
there
so
should be
fun.
like a judge yelling at us or something. Maybe we're blindfolded and they tell us when to turn.
Oh God, that'd be so scary.
Down for all that. And also there should be two of us out there. I don't know what's up with this single car.
Maybe for next year.
I want to step this up.
Yeah. Dylan, you were just on the track. You just did your first run, 2 laps, and tell us about what you learned out there.
That is very different from what we're used to. In drifting, what we normally do, it's like big weight transfer, big flick, big angle, big throttle, big tire smoke, and there was none of that in that lap. So it was definitely interesting to kind of try that out. I've never even tried to go, grip racing fast in that car before. So it's kind of just right on the edge of kind of feeling that understeer, fighting the understeer, and then as soon as it steps out, kind of just catching it, trying to stay fast and trying to stay smooth, and picking the right line is going to be absolutely the most important. But yeah, just having fun, loving it.
Well, let's look at what Kyle's doing here, and what do you like? What do you think he could do better?
I like that he has a little bit of slip angle through the whole thing. I think as drifters, that's going to be mandatory for sure. I think that he should stay a little bit higher up and kind of try and late apex some of these cones. And I really feel like that's where the speed is going to come from, is late apexing it, because it will set you up better for the next corner. So that's just my first thought moving forward.
Okay, awesome. Out on the track right now. I was hoping you could watch him and walk me through what he's doing well, and maybe what you would recommend as a change.
Yeah, so this is really unique, using Formula Drift cars in a non-excessive drifting environment. And we really didn't make a lot of changes to our car setup. So while Dai was out there, I was noticing, he's really trying to not understeer, not oversteer, keep a really tight line. This is extremely different than anything we normally do in drifting, which is all about exaggeration and style while you're going fast. This is the epitome of like neat and tidy and controlled, which it's hard to get out there and do 2 laps and not do, as a driver, what we want to do, which is drift, let alone what the cars are set up to do. So I'm really interested to see how our time was. I made a couple mistakes. I know I can go faster. And yeah, I would do this again if given the opportunity. So it's fun stuff.
Good.
Rotary power.
Yeah, well, let's go look at your time.
All right.
just came off the track and we were looking at your times. You were about 4 seconds faster than Kyle Mohan. Of course, with your road racing, your win at Pikes Peak. What was the strategy here?
So just try grip, no sliding. I know it looks not as aggressive and not looks fun, but the key is to not get sliding, right? So I'm sure looks wise I feel like slow because I'm like just feathering the throttle, but ended up that's the fastest way to go through. Yeah.
Thank you, Dai.
Thank you.
Tell me your thoughts. Rad Dan on the track now.
Well, I kind of wish I did what Dan's doing because that is definitely more fun. But I like learning new things and driving my car in a way that makes it faster on this tight course. I think it's fun. It's a fun challenge. We all know this is a lot of fun, but it's fun to try something different. So I'm curious to see how the times compare. Having fun versus trying to keep the car nice and straight and gripped up. Yeah, dude, I still don't know if a little bit of slip angle is making me slower or faster, because I feel like a little bit of slip angle and then I'm not so ginger on the throttle, and when I get on it, it like puts you in the seat. Right. Whereas if you're trying to keep it completely straight, you can't really get on it, it never puts you in the seat. Right. So like what's the well, we got one more lap to figure it out. I think I'm gonna go a little harder on my next one. I don't know about you, but I feel like there's more to be had. Yeah. Without getting in cranking angle, but a little slip angle, and I think our cars do fine at a little bit of angle. Just like this much. I know, they actually get going. It's like not how a typical road race car does though. Definitely not. Lots of understeer, you're just kind of fighting it the whole time, but I'm turning the nitrous on next one. Nice.
Was that a good time?
Yeah, it was really fun. It's really hard to make it go fast though. It just wants to slide in the back or the front. Yeah, see what I'm talking about? Sliding in the front. So the whole time you're just struggling to do like half throttle or like 40% throttle, and you're like, come on, and then throw the car brake and then keep it in boost. So the car doesn't want a grip race, but we're making it do it out here. So it's pretty fun though, a little challenging, but yeah, fun. See how he's just like half throttle the whole time and then everything's slipping and sliding. It feels like you're going faster than you probably are. Yeah. I'm in second gear.
Yeah, that's what the guys were saying.
But you wouldn't want to go higher. You'll just lose the front of your car if you went any higher.
Do you like what you saw with Essa?
Yeah, I think, well, Essa's a really good grip race driver as well. He does a lot of grip racing, so I have a feeling he's going to have a good time, be one of the guys that's hard to beat. I know his car's not set up, it's set up for drift, but he just has the seat time of grip racing that I probably don't have as much. We'll see.
Yeah, let's go check out your
Check out
time.
the time.
So, Mike, this is a completely different element in drift with this timing. And what did you discover out here?
I'm not sure what I've discovered yet. We didn't have enough practice to really figure it out, and these cars just don't want to do this. Yeah. So it's really challenging. The track is really bumpy, coming in and out. There's like potholes and stuff, and the tight corners. So trying to grip the whole thing. My car understeers a lot, so I'm trying to drift just a little bit so I don't have that understeer. Yeah, we would have to do a lot of setup changes to make the car work properly out here, but it's fun.
Yeah, for sure. So you're discovering maybe it's not faster to drift the whole course, which maybe that would be more fun?
Yeah, I mean, sliding the car around a little bit on some of the tighter stuff is faster, I think, and it depends on car setup too, how much grip the car has. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see whose run is actually faster. And now Rome's coming up, so we'll watch his run.
Yeah.
So right away, he's on a very tight line here, which technically the shorter you can go, the tighter you can run, the less distance. So that should be a faster way to go. He's really tight around the clips, and yeah, he's not drifting at all. So he's really keeping it under control.
And he went into this pothole. It looked like it really unsettled the car.
Yeah, this section especially, and even the center, it's really, really bumpy. So it's hard to get the power down.
Missed the pothole that time.
Yeah, but no, he's looking pretty solid out there. I mean, I think he's found like right at the level of grip of the tires, and he's not exceeding it, so he's looking good. He's looking pretty fast.
What do you think you'll do different for your second run?
I'm going to make a few shock changes and try to get some more front grip.
Okay.
And I think I can pick up some time by doing that.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Mainly need to watch out for this hole here.
I know.
Well, you hit that your first lap and it totally unsettled the car, so I was wondering if you had a hard time adjusting back for that?
I feel like I bent a rim, but it's okay. Because the first lap it was smooth. After I hit the bump, then the rear of the car was a little...
Yeah, you're trying to get it back under control.
Yeah, I was like, so probably bent rim, but it's okay. It's fun.
This has been such a really great day, so much fun, and this is the first time that Formula Drift has introduced a timed element into Drift Cross.
Yeah.
So how have you been adjusting to this?
It's a lot different for sure. Like, our cars are really only made to drift, so like trying to tame them down to grip is a pretty good challenge in itself, but once you get the grip and get through the track, it seems to be pretty fun.
So Michael Essa was just talking about sometimes you have to throw away a corner to catch more speed on the straightaway. Is that something that you were thinking about?
I was kind of actually just letting the car rotate a little bit easier to try to get the settle it and get on the gas a little sooner, but my car's a big boat, so it's a little harder to drive.
Nice. Any thoughts on this contest?
It's different for sure, you know. It's not like the normal drifting, but it's fun, you know, to give us a little different challenge for sure. Is something new at least, you know.
Perfect.
No, I think I'm gonna have to sit it out the next one. I sent it on the practice lap like full drift, and that was a bad idea. So
your tires aren't going to make for the
Yes.
second run?
No, probably not. I'm gonna have to save them for the drag race to see how we do there. So
Okay.
we'll hold off on the hard drifting for now.
Okay. Adding a timed element to Drift Cross really changed a lot of the mentality of all these drift drivers because they had to figure out, do we drift, do we race? So it was Dai Yoshihara that really dialed in the track and figured it out, followed by Odi Bakchis and Rome Charpentier. Now we head into the third and final event, the NGK Sparkplug Drag Race. Let's head over. Even though our drivers aren't judged on speed during the regular Formula Drift schedule, they sure love going fast. That's why we are lining up all the drivers here to test out who has the fastest car, fastest reaction speeds, and the most skill in going straight. The 8th mile track at Irwindale will once again host the challenge of the NGK Drag Race. Dai, I mean, you have come out swinging so far and you have the most points, 200 points going into the drag race. Are you comfortable drag racing or do you have to make some adjustments?
Well, I definitely need to make some adjustment because last year in the drag race, same thing. You know, I did the first two, did pretty good, but the drag race, I dropped quite a bit of points. Mm-hmm. So that's my weakness. So I know I have to work on it and, you know, bring some A game.
Okay, so what did you learn last year that you can apply to this year so that drag racing isn't actually your weakness?
Well, it's more about the, you know, what the car has, and then I just need to best out of it, right? And then last year, I think my timing was a little bit off. Okay. I could have started a little bit quicker. So that's, you know, it's like a reaction thing. That's something I need to work on.
Okay, so when you're watching the tree, you're watching those lights change. I mean, is your foot just like ready to go? What are you doing? What are you getting prepared? Obviously, you're getting prepared to drag race down the drag race. But you know, what's going on in your mind?
It's just you know, there's a tree, right? Like 1, 2, 3. So you know, since once the first lights comes on, I'm ready. I can go anytime. And then second one and third one, I'm already like start engaging the clutch. Yeah. So by the time all the stuff, you know, move into the tire, it'll be, you know, all the lights are gone. So that's the kind of theory that I heard from the pro guys. Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Who did you get advice from?
You know, Steve Papadakis. Nice. You know, of course, he's a pro, right?
Yeah, of course. Long history of drag racing. I mean, he's a former multi-time champion. He's a legend.
Yeah, and you know, Ryan won last year because he was watching. I mean, Steph was watching. I'm sure he was getting a lot of information from Steph.
For sure.
So yeah.
So looking at the field of drivers that we have out here, obviously the setups for drifting, not for drag racing,
Yep.
but who do you think is your biggest competition?
That's a tough one. Everybody has a fast cars, but I gotta say Odie's always competitive. I know he tweaks some stuff and make it ready for drag racing. So
Yeah.
we gotta watch out for sure. And then Esther is fast too. So, but everybody else has a chance.
Yep,
Yeah.
for sure. Good. Well, Di, thank you so much.
Thank
Best
you.
of luck. And you get a buy run, so you're going to be able to watch what everyone's doing.
Okay.
And then maybe keep an eye on bracket number 2.
Cool.
Yeah. Thanks, Di.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think he's doing better than last year, so well, he's still quicker though. It looks like we're second fastest. We'll see.
So it definitely seems to be attrition is the name of the game here, Dylan, and unfortunately you've broken an axle.
Yeah, that happens. I'm not surprised. Those are the axles that lasted the entire last year's FD season, so they already have quite a bit of abuse on them. I have another set, but I don't think it's worth putting it in at this time. So that one let go, and it is what it is. So Jeff got the win, but I'm stoked to spectate and watch and see all these guys go fast.
Yeah, so you've been watching these guys drag race down here. What's your thought? Who's your pick?
It's going to be tough because I think that Rad Dan's car, I ran Odie and he was super fast. Dan's car is wicked fast right now, I can tell you that for sure.
So good.
I got my money on Dan if they let him keep going.
Okay, thanks, Dylan.
Yeah.
So we've been hearing a rumor that you have a slipping clutch.
Yeah, you might be hearing a rumor out there for sure. I got a little too wild earlier, and I was like fading it, trying to do some cool launch thing, and it's kind of my bad. And like I said earlier, I literally haven't touched the car since we built it like earlier last year. So it was time for a refresh, and that's just part of the game. I'll still send it, let's put the magic in it and give it a shot, and definitely won't do the whole fading the clutch thing before we launch. So hopefully it just cools off and it'll be good to go.
Okay, thank you, Jeff.
For sure.
Dan,
I jumped a little too soon.
a little too soon. Did you see him jump?
I did. I was sitting there patiently, and I saw the lights going, and he takes off, and I go, oh man, I want to go because I'm gonna be behind Dan. And I did see his red light. I was just patient, but yeah, you just want to go. So I totally understand what he did. I did in practice. So
right.
Yeah. There's a whole learning curve to that tree, to that start line for sure.
Yeah, and you said the car just really wanted to go.
So, yeah, I was like trying to time it where I leave on the third amber, and then the green will with the human reaction time, the green will be green when I'm done releasing my clutch, but I jumped it just like a hair too soon. Yeah. So it worked in practice, and then when it counted, it didn't work.
You were on that ragged edge the whole time, man, because you were fast in practice. We got to run each other in practice, and he was really smoking fast. So, I got lucky. I feel like our cars have completely different takeoffs. You get out of the hole, and my car gets really fast down the straight. So that's what makes it fun.
It was a good race.
Yeah.
So now you got to win it. Go win it.
Well, so now it's up to you and Di. So you two are the only two that I was told by Ryan Sage that could clinch this win.
Okay. All right. So there's a chance that. All right. Sweet.
Yeah. The entire event win.
All right. I'm gonna go start asking around how Di's times are looking. I got my guy hopefully to get a reaction time to see if I could jump a little sooner.
Okay.
I love learning all these different disciplines of driving, and if there's like a little bit of data to be had, it makes it so much more fun.
That's awesome. All right, well, Odie's gonna go do a little bit of intel. Good luck. Thank you, guys. Again, there's more rumors swirling around the pits that you guys are both a little bit broken, but you're both running. Is that true?
Absolutely. So we want. There we go. So we won our battle with a 27-second quarter mile, which is pretty good for this thing. I went first, second plus, had to push it back up into second gear, then over into third. So it was a little rough shifting, but we made it down to the end, no problem. I think he got it a little bit rougher though.
Yeah, so I have a transmission problem also. I've got a sequential, but first gear, it's okay. I shift to second, it sticks back. I try to click it back into neutral and it goes back to first. So last run when I had a buy run, I just did a first gear pass, and so I'll try second this time. If you get second, I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens. It's gonna be pretty stupid.
It'll be a real good slow drag race for a 1,000 horsepower car, and we make a lot of horsepower to run such low numbers in the 30s. 30-second quarter mile is pretty bad for these things.
Eighth mile.
Oh, eighth
Eighth
mile.
mile. Yeah.
It's not even a quarter mile. That's even worse. Oh no.
So
all right.
It'll be interesting. I won't say exciting,
Yeah.
but it'll be interesting.
So this is what happens when drift drivers go drag racing. Things break.
We've got, I think there's 4 or 5 broken cars out of the 10 we started with, so we're like 50% on breaking cars drag racing.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys have a lot of fun. Be safe. Thanks, guys.
I was lying about that whole clutch thing.
Oh, you were?
Wait, so what happened? Because I thought you took the win, but you didn't.
I'm confused too.
I don't know.
You're confused
I
too,
thought
Ty?
he red lit, and I was like, damn, because I thought I was going quick. But he didn't red light, so I'm obviously really slow at the line. So, I don't know. It's drag racing. I was still waiting to figure out where I initiated at the end. It was really confusing.
You passed me, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where's the finish line, but
Neither do I. I was going to keep going, dude. I was going to like the inner clip.
Oh, man.
All right, so officially, did we get the official word that you just won that?
I heard about it, yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
know something.
Yeah. Nice work, Ty.
Took off, I was afraid that I was gonna spin my wheels too much, because when you try to chase someone, you do that instead of being calm. But I was like, try not to look at your car. I was just like, your car's gonna catch up, and then it finally started. So I was like, oh man. But yeah, I was too safe on the light because I looked at my reaction time. It was good, and I was like, dude, if I do it any faster, I get probably a red light. And I think I relaxed a little too much. Good job, Di.
Man, that was enough for you to catch up and left me. No, after that you're gone. So
it was fun, Di.
good battle, fun for sure.
Dude, it was like FD, waiting forever, like a typical FD event, man.
Hurry up and wait. So sweaty and
It's good. We needed to get back in that groove.
Yeah.
All right, past the box. Past the tree?
Which box?
The little box.
How about that? Oh, the little box. Okay,
Yeah.
we can go past the little
All right,
box.
Lauren, you say go. Somebody say go.
Oh.
Who's saying go? Who's saying go?
Ready? On your mark. set, go!
We forgot to put somebody at the finish line to see who won.
Odie Bakchis just had a really amazing run against Michael Esseth. You guys should both be really proud of the effort that you just put through, especially with a car that's not 100%. And Odie, congratulations. You take the win in the NGK drag race. Congrats.
Yeah, that was so much fun. And as the shadow started going over the track, it started to feel different, at least my lane on the left lane. So it was cool to notice that difference. And I think just learning how to launch these crazy 1,000 horsepower cars is just a ton of fun. So I feel like if we keep doing this, we're gonna break something surely. So I'm glad we're done, because yeah, that much power on that sticky surface is crazy. So much fun.
Great job, Odie.
Thank you.
That concludes our 2021 Formula Drift Skills Battle presented by Turn 14 Distribution. After 3 events, it was Dai Yoshihara that takes the win in Biggest Backy and Drift Cross. But Odie Bakchis, last year's champion, came in hard with the win in the NGK drag race. But this man right here is our Formula Drift Skills Battle champion. Dai, congratulations.
Thank you.